4 to 6 month period, you could expect your baby to become much more interactive with you. Your baby's gonna be laughing and squealing at 4 months, excited to see you. Your baby's gonna try to start to roll at 4 months, so you have to be really careful for safety issues. Of course, you can never leave your baby unattended, but between 4 and 6 months, you really have to be careful because your baby can roll off a couch or roll off a bed. Baby usually pivots off of one leg and flips themselves over. And oftentimes when the baby flips, they can't get back the other way. So then the baby will start to cry. Like if they roll from their back to their belly, then sometimes their arm gets stuck and they can't push themselves back the other way. So you'll have to go to the crib or the bassinet and physically help them turn over. A baby can't have any loose blankets in the crib at this age because they can wrap themselves up in it, and no loose toys where they can put their face in it for fear of suffocation. Babies are cooing and making sounds. Around 6 months, babies start to make the boo, boo sound and the sound. They also start to use vowels like ah, ee, and they're making sounds. They're trying to use their vocal cords. They're not saying words, of course, yet, but sometimes you think that they're trying to clear their throat because they're going ah, and growling a little bit, but that's really just them trying to communicate. At 4 months, babies still, if they're breastfed, they're still exclusively breastfeeding, and the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that you breastfeed exclusively till 6 months. Some babies at 4 months are very hungry, and they need the introduction of solid foods because they're not getting enough satisfaction from milk or breast milk alone. I find that at 4 months it's a little bit early to start solids. Not all babies can do it. A baby has to be sitting up in a high chair with a harness because you don't want them to slump over or tip over while they're feeding. A baby has to be able to take the food with a spoon. What I recommend is that the parents make rice cereal as a first food. They buy infant rice cereal in the supermarket. They mix it with either breast milk or formula, and I recommend dipping your finger into the cereal first and just letting the baby lick the cereal off your finger. This way the baby learns just the texture. Oftentimes it'll just come right back out. The babies don't know what it is, and it's kind of like feeding a cat, and their tongue is out a lot and they're just playing with it. But once the baby does well, they can start eating rice cereal from a spoon. Rice cereal is the least allergic, so that's why we recommend to start with it first. I often recommend that you start it in the evenings before the last nighttime feed. So if that baby's hungry and waking up frequently during the nighttime, the baby can start eating the rice cereal first, and maybe they'll last a little longer through the night, sleeping maybe 5 to 6 hours instead of 3 to 4 hours. At 6 months, the babies can, after they move on from cereals, the babies can start having fruits and vegetables. We always recommend that you start with stage 1 foods or single pureed foods. You have to make sure there's no lumps or chunks because the babies can choke on it. You always give a baby each new food and you wait 3 days. So if you give peaches one day, then you wait 3 days and you give applesauce. Then you wait 3 days and you give peas. Because if you gave a combination of fruits and vegetables, any kind of combination, and a baby had an allergic reaction, which is usually a rash, you wouldn't know if the reaction was from the apples or the peaches. At 4 months old, the baby can start having water. If you use a bottle, you can just put the water in the baby's bottle. You have to check if the water is fluorinated where you live. In New York City, the water is fluorinated, so we just use tap water put through a filter. But in other states and other cities, it varies, so you have to check. If the water in your neighborhood is not fluorinated, you should buy baby water that has fluoride in it. It helps the teeth develop. And finally, when you're introducing solids and water, we do not recommend juice for babies. Only water or breast milk or formula.